Do you want to move to Switzerland but have no idea where to start and what you have all to do? Today is your lucky day. I made a map for you. And I even tell you where to start to save money and time in the future. So, first a little disclaimer. I'm from Germany, which is part of the EU, and the EU has made some pretty negotiations with Switzerland, which regardless to free movement and workplaces and stuff like that. So, if you're planning to move to Switzerland and you're not from the European Union, some additional steps may apply. If you plan to move to another country, you should not rely on a YouTube video to get all your sources. You should consolidate some more specialized people or do your own research, since stuff may be different and Switzerland may have some special negotiations with your country. First and foremost, speaking the local language is extremely useful, and Switzerland has 4 of them: German, French, Italian and Romanish. While the last one only accounts for less than 1%, German and French are spoken in large parts of the country. Especially in rural areas, English is not as common. Many older Swiss people opted for learning several national languages before learning English. So don't expect your landlord or your neighbor to speak English at all. The matter might be different in cities. For years now, English is on the rise. In cantons like Basel City, Geneva and Zurich, English is widely spoken. According to the Federal State Office, English is spoken in 13 to 20% of all workplaces, depending on the linguistic area, with the majority always made up of the language of that particular region. But be prepared. Swiss people are also known for having their own dialect when communicating. Even many native Germans are struggling with understanding the Swiss German, which is widely spoken in the German part of Switzerland.
Guten Abend miteinander.
Startet dann stellenweise mit dicken Nebelfeldern, die lösen sich dann aber peu à peu auf.
Als wir zur Schule sind, wir waren 12, also Buben, Zeggeriswil, wo wir zur Schule sind. Es hat nichts anderes gegeben, als der Hosen an.
Am besten legen Sie schon mal den Strickpulli parat.
Das war mit mir das Romanshorn oder irgend. Das ist für gar nichts.
Aber das ist sicher nur eine kurze Unterbrechung, alles Liebe.
Dann Hagel von links und Gewitter von rechts. Einen schönen Abend miteinander.
Therefore, learning a language is helpful when applying to any accommodation or occupation. If you find a way to communicate with others, moving to Switzerland has one major roadblock: the accommodation-occupation paradoxon. In short, you find no occupation without any accommodation and no accommodation without proof of any income. The paradoxon is slowly fading away for jobs that can be done remotely, but not all jobs can. Especially non-office jobs are harder to outsource and still rely on a daily commute to your workplace. According to a survey by the University of Zurich, electricians, mechanics and skilled service staff are among the highest unfulfilled jobs, and there is no option for remote work. There are other ways to secure the financial means to afford life here in Switzerland. Maybe you are a student which gets sponsored by their parents, or you run your own business. Both are a legit part to secure the financial means to afford life in Switzerland. You maybe just be a really wealthy person. In any case, your landlord seeks some kind of confirmation that you will pay your rent on time. After all, Switzerland is one of the countries with the lowest house ownership rates in the entire world. In addition to that, the availability of empty flats is like non-existing. Below 1.5% are empty at any given time, according to the last publication in 2020. Finding an affordable flat is not easy, especially since Swiss cities are among the most expensive property markets in the world. For now, we assume you solved the Pardoxon and hold a work and a rental contract on hand. Your next step is to take your rental contract to your local municipal administration. Depending on your town, this can be done online, requires an appointment, or you can show up. Either way, you must present your contract and a valid ID or passport. They will take copies if done in person and let you sign the paperwork, hand you out a copy, and you are good to go. You may even receive a welcome package containing vouchers for public services or iodine tablets if you live somewhere near a nuclear power plant. The municipality will furthermore forward your information to the Office of Migration. The Office for Migration of your given canton provides a central point for information for all foreigners. They work with other Swiss offices to manage residence permits and documentation. And they will manage yours as well, as long as you fulfill the requirements. For that, they need proof of your occupation. Just send a work contract or the necessary financial statements right into their office. This can easily be done via mail. After they check your documents, you will receive further instructions in your letterbox. Now, just pay the bill and proceed with an appointment in the office where they check your ID and take a photo for your credit card sized permit. All in all, it took me less than 5 minutes from entering the building to leave the building again. But wait, paying the bills? We haven't talked about bank accounts yet. Banks can be tricky. Some let you open an account even if you're not living in Switzerland at all. Others will not open you one without a residence permit. Some have different rates than others, some handle openings online, some offline. Overall, there are over 200 banks to choose from. Opening a bank account is straightforward. Just make an appointment, go to a bank, present your ID and your permit, and sign the contract. Now you have a new destination for your freshly earned income and some additional perks. Twint is one of them. Being the Swiss PayPal, this app works as digital cash in the country, directly linked to your account, or as a standalone. You can pay, receive and send money with ease, all by scanning QR codes or typing in one of your contacts. Before you can spend your money, you first need to move it here. Switzerland is part of the SEPA area, which enables easy transfer of money in Europe. But now you need Swiss francs, the Swiss currency. Like any other bank, they will exchange your money, but be aware of the exchange rates. There's always a gap between the real exchange rate and the one your bank offers, and it's always in the bank's favor. Transferring money from Europe to Switzerland is as simple as any other transaction. Depending on your country, you may have to register large money transfers. Cash, on the other hand, you can take as much as you want, but you have to be prepared to give an explanation about the origin of the money at the border. With a bank account in your name, you can start paying for other things, like health insurance. And health insurance are mandatory. Again, there are many to choose from, over 40 different ones, all with slightly different prices and services. But in general, you choose between a self-contribution between 300 and 2,500 Swiss francs per year. For the lowest option, monthly payments increase by as much as 40% compared to the higher option. On top, there's a variety of additional health-related insurances. All are optional. The only other non-optional insurance covers you for accidents. If you work more than 8 hours per week with your given employer, they will split the bill with you. So in a case of an accident, you don't get financially ruined. If you are from any other European country, you already have a health insurance in your old country. To cancel, you need to send a proof of your new health insurance and a registration form from your municipality's office to your old health insurance. In many cases, this is enough to cancel your old one immediately. All other insurance are optional, but it's highly recommended to have at least a private liability insurance that covers you in a case you cause lasting harm to others. With everything set up, it's time to move all your stuff into here. Switzerland has an import tax. In your case, you can skip it. All you have to do is register your moving operation with border control. Here, any valid documents that proves you are moving to Switzerland is enough. That's pretty much everything you have to do when moving to Switzerland. But the first thing you should always start is getting a phone plan. Banks, insurances, offices like to call you, and especially since European phone providers do not provide you with any coverage of Switzerland, they usually charge the same rate as if you would call to Australia or the other side of the world. Getting a phone plan earlier not only saves you time, saves you money, but it also saves you time later when you have to change your phone number on every of the offices and services. That concludes the video. I hope you liked it. I hope to share it and see you on the next one.